I'd like to call upon Carrie's higher self, please.
This is her.
Thank you very much. Welcome back. We would like to ask you to help us with many curious questions we have today. Are you able to start a body scan for her while we're also communicating?
Yes, we're doing a body scan right now, and we're help giving her just a little bit of a energy frequency boost right now, as she was a little lethargic today.
hmm What was the cause of her being so lethargic?
It's just the energy upgrades that you guys are all receiving on the planet. Her, it's just going, and she just needs to find ways to exert physically more during the days so that when she goes to sleep her body can go more into the deeper of her REM cycle.
Fantastic. Okay. Is there anything else you would like us to know about her body today?
No, with that energy upgrade it'll help her chakras open up and kind of get those systems going so she has better reception.
Does she have any blocks in her chakras?
Right now, yeah, the sacral chakra is really kind of just blocked, and that's just from that energy not moving. And so we're just working on that right now. We're kind of giving it a little bit of a like electricity in a dull way that's just helping it kind of. And she's kind of, her feet are kind of spasming a little bit from it, and that's fine.
Okay. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all the information you give us for her about her body and the energy that you're providing. So I really appreciate that.
No worries, it's all good.
Um, in the last session, she experienced, she was asking about Israel, and she recalls after that session getting a sense of King Solomon. What can you tell us?
So we're taking her back to that holding area underneath the she says it looks like a synagogue of some sort. And we did show her what she thought was the candelabra, and that is what she thought was it was a menorah. And there were other artifacts that were staffs and rods, and what she couldn't understand what they were what we would use in, they were King Solomon's artifacts. King Solomon had built the Holy Temple for people to worship God, and it was they were showing Carrie an entrance room, another room, and then a bigger room within the second room where these artifacts were taken from, and there were manuscripts from and we're showing Carrie a mountain, mount, she thinks it's maybe Mount Sinai, that there were scripts of some sort from there. But yes, that's where these items were believed to be destroyed, and these are the artifacts that were placed underneath the room down there.
Do you get a sense of what information were on those scrolls?
Scrolls were history of what actually went on during those times. They were knowledge that has been protected, and that knowledge was about the bigger picture here. King Solomon had a father who wanted to build the same type of temple, but I guess never did, showing Carrie lots of war and money signs. So maybe greed. And people are fighting right now over what happened there, and they want to bring order to the area, those holy lands, and they believe that by following King Solomon and his father's footsteps, that they're going to bring peace. But in fact, that peace cannot be obtained through that way, because that house was a house of war and greed and corruption, even though it was wrapped in a pretty bow. And so it's a bigger message here for now of what the true path is, and not following the men before us in a way, but following your own spiritual team, because man will always lead you astray. She's having a hard time with this transmission because she feels it's preachy.
Well, she can relax, trusting that this is your information, and it's the most appropriate that we need to hear today. So thank you so much. And what else would you like us to know about the history? Is there something we will learn that is something that's still been kept secret from us? Will we learn this here on this earth?
Those scrolls will have some of that information of the true history. And so once that's unlocked, and once all of the crimes against humanity, it's all going to go kind of systematically. It's all, and depending on what country you're in, you're going to kind of have a different thing unveiled. But the world is watching what's happening here, because it's been revered for so long as like the holy place. And that is, that grid, that location is significant. That location is one of the main locations for portals to inner earth and to Gaia. So that location is one of the main hubs of in and out too. And so when there's people like fighting above grounds, and like there's this constant tug of war and this tension and this density, that it's looks like it's this big holy place because of like the history of man, but it's actually a big point of portal to the inner earth of Gaia. I mean, they're hiding that. And by causing that chaos and that wall, and there's tension between the two worlds, it actually makes Gaia sick. Like it's a mainline port to make her sick, because instead of it being revered as a holy place, and people go there and there's walls and differences and fighting. And so it's really, this is also a part significant of why she's on Lifeline too.
I see. Okay, so what would the collectives that are supporting Gaia, what would they like us to be able to do for her today?
I continue to honor her and release your own, and continue to, like, they want us something about sending love and peace and healing to the civilians, not the key players, but the people that don't even know why they're fighting, especially the children right now, to send them love and peace and healing so that they can stop having the conflict there. And we have Gaia, she is on her pathway, and there's not much more that can really change the course of where we're at with her, but to help them just protect the portal to not siphon any more energy or send any of the negative density energy towards her. Will give us a little bit more time.
Okay. So yes, indeed, we will ask for all of those civilians who need more support, reassurance, hope, love releasing of anything that no longer serves them. We will ask for them to be open to this energy now that we are all providing for them lovingly and so freely, and trusting that they will be able to release this density and this stress and be able to have this inner peace that everything is going to be okay and that everything has purposes and lessons and reasons for these experiences. And we send them so much love.
Yes. And Carrie has really tightness in her chest because she can just feel like they can't ever release, like almost like it's the breathing gets harder for me. Like there's this just tenseness in my chest right now. I can feel what they feel.
Okay. Well, thank you for releasing that for them today and being able to just relax, trusting that everything is going according to plan and allowing that pressure to be released, because it serves no one anymore.
Yes, we can do that.
Thank you. Thank you. Is there anything else you would like us to know about that location?
Know that if you guys do a future any kind of healing sessions, that you can just include that as part of one of the locations to kind of center around. I did to just mention it, so that when you do your healing, it can help activate that portal.
Is there any other portals that need to be activated or supported or nurtured at this point?
All the other portals within like Gaia's chakras. So those, when you do your meditations or healings, you can imagine just kind of activating them and sending that loving golden frequency to them. And that will help also some of the inner earth stuff that we've mentioned before, that will send healing there and help with also the vibrations for the reception, if we have any more information that we are missing.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Out of curiosity, can the collectives who are helping those beings who were trapped, can we get an update on those today?
Yes, we will call them in. So it's like an Iraq. Okay, so there's a being that just stepped in, and it kind of looks like a giant. I've seen a mantis before, but this one has a little bit different, like a jaw that kind of is like a beetle, and it's tall, and it's like moving its mouth, but I can't quite hear I can't make out what it's trying to tell me.
Okay, do you get a sense of the message?
Showing me the inner earth in a cave system of some sort. I can hear dripping of like water in the background, and showing me the crystals. And it's showing me there's no more, like the crystals there's two of them that don't have light in them, and there's one that barely has like a little bit of a light blue light inside of it.
Okay.
It's showing me there's crystals there, and it's almost like it's flickering, like it's a light bulb that's on its last like it's showing me like it's they're processed, so they're like currently working on that one right now, and they're currently working on penetrating that field, because when the light goes out, that means they've saved it. Okay, I get it now, because the other ones don't have light anymore. And so they're currently like, they're working on it. And what they show me is like, they can just almost get it there. And that the light is almost where they can retrieve that light source. So yeah, it looks really, really good.
Fantastic. Have any others been located and released with the new information that we were getting?
They were showing me a cluster of like, there was like 5 of them, and they were showing me that the lights were not in those.
Okay.
And so, but it doesn't look like they're on, it doesn't look like an inner earth though. It's more of a like, it's more of a dry terrain. Like I don't hear the water dripping in the background at wherever they're at. It's like a brown, dry terrain. So wherever they located those ones, the lights are now received.
Would that be off Earth?
Yeah, it's like more brown, but it looks almost like you would see Mars, right? Like, but it's more brown. And they're like showing me it's not Mars, but it's a more of a brown planet.
Okay.
Yeah, Pluto, I don't know. Kind of looks like the color of a dog. That's why I'm saying Pluto.
Okay. Oh, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. It was really interesting. Carrie had another question about the 144,000. She was wanting to know if this was representation of the destroyed pyramids and the alignment with Orion. What can you tell us about that?
Yes, we're showing her a lot of different locations of pyramids, and we're showing her the like the lasers up. We're showing her that the light that shot up in the middle of the pyramids, it could also be tilted. So it could be, instead of pointing like up into the sky, it could be pointed across the sky. And so the pyramids had that are left are on Orion's belt, and that is the one of the portals or access ways that we utilize for different systems. And in those same pyramids that are left, they can also tilt their laser, I guess she wants to say, so they can point at a different access point within the Stargate in the sky. The 144 were the 1,000, were the 144, and they're like scratching out the zeros. So I'm saying 144 pyramids that we originally had within Earth that, before they were destroyed, and they had access with both their straight up and down, and they're like showing me the tilting light to the different stargates within different planetary systems. And so that did support that. It allowed the access from 144 different Stargate planetary system.
Okay. It's so interesting. Thank you so much. Is there any other information that you want to share with us about that?
With those pyramids being destroyed, they were huge ways we could receive information and energy from other planetary systems or from space if we wanted to send them to the pyramids. And so once those pyramids were destroyed, we realized when it's coming in on Earth that we had lost a lot of that, a lot of our abilities to help from outside your planet. And so that is why within you guys that the star seeds that came on Earth, that you guys are in a sense those portals. And that's why the triangles in the stomach of what the representation that Carrie was really had a lot of questions about, is because you in a sense are the soul sparks of you carry within your own, you guys are little mini pyramids, and you guys aligned are, when we energetically can connect you on the bigger, higher level grid, we are then get the same type of abilities by having your bodies here on Earth that we had when we had those pyramids on Earth that were destroyed. Carrie's standing back. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's okay.
Fantastic. Okay, cool. So then tell me more about the Aspen mini pyramids. How does that happen? I'm curious. Are we born with them? Does it grow? What can you tell us?
It contains within the spark of the collectives that star seeded. So in the star seeding programs, when we all star seeds, although it may look like it's from a very natural process, all star seeds have been involved in somewhat of a breeding program. Not that what you would look like with like all star seeds have had assistance when they were conceived and when their parents, when their mom was impregnated. All star seeds had been assisted by the collectives in the technology upgrades that you would need upon being a fetus and also throughout your life. And so we support those upgrades, whether externally or internally. And so when we helped with making you guys in a way, we were able to put certain frequency of technology within your systems that you would carry around with you. And that's why like you guys became so empathic, because of the energy upgrades and the energy systems that we integrated within your bodies. And so you guys are in what you could say a human avatar, but in a sense it's all technology that we use. And so you've been we're showing Carrie the analogy that was used in a session about the being that was in the box within a portal of time. And so this pyramid is a representation of the same type of what you've been equipped with. It's within your systems, within a box, within a portal of time. And so once when we need, we upgrade and utilize our technology and send it towards you guys for different things and different missions. We don't want it to say that we're like controlling you, like that you would view mind control. It's just a way for us to transmit. It's a way for us to activate, because in the ascension, those portals will open up, and where you are located has a huge role geographically when we activate your portals.
Can you tell us the significance of Carrie's location, please?
Carrie is located next to a water and a lot of mineral stones, and one of a big national park here. And it's very significant because of the geology. You are showing Carrie like a haunted house. What does that mean? Oh, okay. So what we showed Carrie was this information that, like, when she used to watch haunted shows, when they'd say it was really the reason their spirits were more active because they were near like limestone and water, is that where she's at, that it plays a huge role because there are portals and the gemstones and the energy that she will ripple out and work in like a symbiotic way with the natural formations. But there is a big portal, a huge portal here, and that's to activate for Gaia's release for the earthquake that's going to happen here.
What will Carrie experience with the shift? Will she notice the earthquake, or will that be after she has left?
They'll notice the early tremors, but there will be multiple. So like it will start off maybe with a couple days of just, low mild tremors, and then it will build up to a big plate shift with like we're showing Carrie a lot of wind and rain and fire. But we're showing Carrie is risen above that when that part happens. So it looks like when for the earlier stuff that Carrie will experience it, but not the bigger stuff. And it'll almost be like we're showing Carrie her packing her bags. Like she just, once she starts to feel it, it won't panic her. She's just going to be like, all right, it's time. Like just, so it's very interesting to show her that.
Okay, thank you. Is there anything else you would like her to know about anything really? You know that she's got a very curious mind. So what is the most appropriate things you'd like her to know today?
Oh, that being's back, the one with the big dark eyes. He,
What is the message that you have for us today?
he talks through his head, so it's so hard. It takes a second. He's doing something in my body again, and I think he's just giving me some type of energy upgrade. I don't think it's words right now because nothing's coming up right now. So I think he just stepped in to give me some type of energy upgrade or something.
Okay, nice. Okay, well, thank you for the energy upgrade. Do you have a connection with Carrie that you would like her to know?
He just says like, she reports to me.
Oh, and so are you at the moment collecting information and data from her?
Yeah. That he's like I can feel it above, like on my sinuses. Like there's something pulling from there right now. Like, and there's something flowing in there too, but it's almost like there's a magnet pulling information from my brain right now.
And what's
He's
the,
wanting to collect something.
can he advise us on what he is trying to collect?
It is time. It is time again, keeps coming up. They're trying to get information so they can no, he's pulling information for me, but he's also sending, oh, this has to do with the portals here. This has to do with something to do with the portals here. He's trying to give me something. He's giving me something that I'm going to use. It's almost like he's giving me some kind of capability I've never had before.
And what would you like her to be able to do with this capability moving forward?
He wants me to play with bending and shifting energy to try to see it. He wants me to start trying to move things, use this energy to move things. It's like an elastic band or a pressure or something. Like he wants me to move. He wants me to learn how to, like, it's to will it. Like He's showing me like when they're, it's really confusing. Like it's like I'm gonna see it though. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like he wants me to he wants me to learn how to like almost like shoot out the energy out of my hands and my body. It's weird. Like create a plasma field around me. He wants me to create this huge plasma field around me, and he wants me to work with it, and he wants me to get it ready because I'm different.
Sorry, can you repeat the last sentence?
He wants me to send the plasma energy somewhere. So if I start working with it now, I need to get ready. He says, we're ready.
Will Carrie just intuitively know what to do when the time is correct?
Yes. But that's what playing with it goes along with, because she's going to, it's just going to help her. She needs to play with it.
Fantastic. Okay. Is there any other information you'd like her to know today?
No, I will continue to give her upgrades.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. We were really curious about this information that we received, and we wanted to expand and ask the appropriate collectives about learning more about this woman called Lisa Renee. She has written all sorts of interesting things, and we are wanting to understand it a little bit better from the collectives to expand on this information. Are we able to have this help today?
Yes, we will help you in any way we can.
Thank you so much. I would like to understand what cosmic Christ consciousness is, please.
Okay, so cosmic Christ consciousness is just another word for the Christ consciousness. It's another word for balance within the polarities, the one. We show Carrie a cross, and we show her the point in the middle of the cross, because you essentially have north, south, west, east in that cross, and they're all polarities in all directions of one another. And Christ consciousness is all of those directions of polarities coming into one, which is what we've told you on the fifth dimension will happen in the united consciousness. So it's just another fancy word and representation for the same concept.
Thank you very much. I'm curious to know about the Emerald Order. What can you tell me about them or that?
So when the collectives, when you start giving names and too many different names for things, it starts to just try to play on people's sense of the loving to tell a good story. And so the Emerald Order is one of the groups within the multiple collectives and systems that are coming together to help planet Earth. And so there are different orders. There are there's like a ones that are like here he says like light system people. There are like light system order. There's the Galactic Federation. There's the Emerald Order. They're all just groups of the different collectives that have collaborated to make those teams. So essentially, it's like teams, like NFL teams, but no one's like really playing against each other. We just use that as example of like, you have your favorite sport that you have and everyone's on a team. Everyone up here, it's the same. It's different people from different areas or collectives, and we're all united to be on these teams. And so it's just another fancy 3D name for we protect the information that resonates with like anything that's of emerald or jade frequency within the world, within planet Earth. And so the emerald tablets is be something that would be under our area of expertise within our order, that we are different beings from different collectives. And so we hold, when there's a task, whether it be to protect the information, to send a calling for someone to be curious about the information, anything that is like that, that we are encompass that work. And so we're just another network in the chain that is helping support Gaia and planet Earth during this time.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And she also talks about the rise of King Arthur and King Arthur's mission to restore Camelot. What would you like us to know about that?
Well, so the story of King Arthur is one that's been told, and it's somewhat of a romantic fairy tale, but it's just representation of what during that time Arthur was trying to restore. And they turned his journey from what he was really there for into a love story with, I believe, Guinevere. And but it's really to just restore the balance and the unification of Camelot. It's representations. We're showing Carrie like parables. These are just really great stories that to ring with people, to just, it's balance and order. That is all. It just got out of balance and got out of order. And then it's just a representation as it's coming back to balance. The polarities are flipping, and that extremism will put the Christ consciousness, like on the cross, it'll put it in that balance.
Thank you. Okay. Because she does say that the magnetic pole flip will not result in a destructive pole shift. What can you tell us about that?
Okay, so there's there, when you are so far off to the left, let's say, if you just try to use just enough force to get it to the middle, the way the polarity works is that won't be enough force to put it in the middle. It would only force it about halfway. You need more force and more of a pull to the other side to get that ball to move to the right in the middle. And so you have to exert more force needed than if there was not polarity there and it was just on a neutral playing surface. And so it is the extreme offset of polarity that will actually be the amount of force needed to put the ball in the middle where there's balance.
Thank you. And so when there is balance, what will happen?
When balance, that's the one place. That's united. That's Christ consciousness. That's unification. That's where we're all going to be speaking from the same place, same heart. That's when like that place of judgment and that all goes away, because we are all working towards a common goal now with a common led heart. And those lower density vibrations won't be able to be there. And so what our hope is that lower density vibration will just be like, with that shift, will almost be like the vibration of it will like shake it. So it can't even hold grip there anymore. Like we're shaking Carrie's hands to be like, it just, like when you shake water off your hands, like that lower density vibration will just be like shook off. And so it doesn't even have a foothold within the like surface of New Earth. So we want to try as many people and beings, because that's if they have any of it stuck, they can't reside on the New Earth, and that they'll have to stay behind.
Okay, thank you. So then when she talks about the emerald crystal heart in the earth, and that it needs to reestablish the core heart song of earth, What would you like us to know?
So the emerald crystal heart is just another representation for her soul essence. And so the soul sparks that are within everyone is another, it's a emerald. Although you say emerald, but Carrie's saying green, a green emerald.
Mm-hmm.
And that is just another representation for the soul, like the sparks within Gaia's soul essence that's within all of us. And they're showing here again the tablets, the jade tablets. The information that's contained within those tablets has something to do with connecting. That's what she's doing right now. That's what she's doing right now, is she's going through her life review, and in doing so, she's going to remember the crystal tablets, and the crystal tablets will invoke a memory within her of what happened, and that'll activate her heart.
Oh, so you mean Gaia's doing her soul review, her life review, and she's navigating it that way?
Yeah, so it's like, you know how you have a memory of something that happened, and you were like, you go a long time, you don't remember, like you're not ever thinking of it, and then all of a sudden you're like, just remember it, and you're like, oh shit, like sorry, that's curious way of expressing it, is that like, oh yeah, I remember that, and then you can totally remember it as clear as a day, and then you can tap into those feelings and everything that you've had. That's what her going through her life review right now, she's going to have a memory to do with something with those tablets that's going to activate those sparks within her. That's all resonates with the green emerald. And so she'll have a certain feeling or motion about it, and that will create like this, like it just shows like a bunch of like matches when they're lit next to each other. Like it just takes the first match and it's just going to, it's like how they're showing it to me, just kind of activate something within us. But she forgot about the tablets. There's been so many other things that have been going on. She forgot about some of the truths, like the history. And when she remembers them, it'll almost give her that last burst of like what you said, the defibrillator pads, that spark.
Oh, I'm curious then to know about the Solar Dragon line and the king of the Solar Dragons. This feels like it may somehow link in.
So that is a representation. If you were to look at the draconian star system, like we're showing her like a snake or a dragon in the sky, that it's a representations of those star seeds that were coming down here and have caused some of the where we're at, the some of the suppression of this. They suppress the information.
And so she has referred to the Christos Solar Dragon Kings were placed in stasis sleep in the planetary body during the commence of the dark eon that began during the Luciferian rebellion.
We're showing Carrie the like star systems, and we're showing an arrow pointing towards the earth. And so I want to say that that's like they left whatever that star system and they came into this earth. And we're showing Carrie like they went into inner earth. I hear the dripping again. And they're showing me those crystals. So they were, they were what we have been transmitted with the guardians of that. Actually, that makes sense. Okay. So that they are the ones that were part of the souls that were entrapped and protected. And that's where the technology was then purposefully lost.
I see. Okay. And so what was the agenda for the solar dragons for humanity and for this planet?
Well, they have their own agenda, but it isn't as their agenda was just doing what they do. They are just, they have essences of them that are higher dimensional beings. However, this dimensional collective that is sent here are lower dimensional beings. And so they were just being primitive. They protected in a sense, by putting their own within these crystals. They used humanity because they needed certain resources. However, it did get out of hand, and there were some that got too greedy. However, most of their collective just wanted to thrive in balance with the rest of the world without taking too many resources. And so like we're showing, somehow they were put there because the good ones, the ones that knew this wasn't the way, knew that once a beacon went out and the collectives like caught on that this was happening, that they would take it serious and they wouldn't repeat their mistakes. Like it's almost like the good ones did it as a way to keep those collectives, those higher dimensional parts of their collectives. So like the draconian, or this, I don't know if it's a draconian, the reptilians, they're just showing me the star system. They're showing me like the dragon star system. And so once they got the information that they were entrapped, then they would realize that they abused their powers, and that the higher dimensional beings within their collectives would help guide them how to make it right. Because we're really good beings that were guardians, or that were part of this collective here, that knew that the like two were ruining it for the rest of them. And they don't want to have to keep running from planets. They don't want to have to keep abandoning their home. They just want to go and live the best life they can. It's sad. And they're these beings that are more powerful than them, more greedy than them, that are low dimensional, that they're just ruining it for the whole group. And they're tired of running too.
Thank you so much. Out of curiosity, what were they using? What resources were they using?
Well, I mean, meat were one of them, but that's only what it looks like on the 3D level. I'm showing them like their minds attaching to us. Like they actually, it played out on the 3D level that it was like killing beings, but it was really, that's just how it's playing out in this matrix. But they're actually vampiring our energy. It just looks like death.
Yeah. Oh, that's so interesting. Is there anything else you want us to know about that?
They're showing me that it's so weird that the inner earth or something is this empty space, and that's where actually everything happens. And what we see with our eyes is just a like physical representation of what's actually just going on that level. So it's really weird, but yeah, it's showing me like there's something like attaches to people, and it's like sucking their energy, or it's like the people's eyes go black or something. They're like a zombie, or like one of those puppets with the strings attached to it. Like really, it's so much on an energetic level, or like wherever that realm is. I can't even. It's like a space below Earth, and that's actually just what plays out in a dense fashion on Earth. So what looks like death is actually them just like slowly torturing, like what you feel as an empath.
Okay. That's so
Like
interesting.
everything happens on that level. It's just we see it and feel it on the density level.
Okay. So intriguing. Thank you. Because she was also saying, Lisa Renee, that the Archangel Michael Matrix is mind control broadcast and biological weapon used to track and hunt spiritually awakened indigos. What would you like us to know about that?
We're showing here that place in the middle. It does have like a grid. It does have a grid there, but that is about polarity. And like we're showing, Carrie, if you are on the part of the polarity, that's the negative side, that is the frequency. That's like a radio station. There's two radio stations, right? And then there's the balance in the middle. Like if you are tuning into the radio station, that is the radio station of negativity, then we are able to then use that reverse it, and able to then control and manipulate in however which way we choose. But if you're tuned in the other radio station that is of like light, we can't, like, you, if you reverse light, it just feeds more light into you and it just uses you for good, I guess. And so we're just saying that's where the polarity is like where you're tuning, like what station you're attuned to. So it does exist. They do have the capability, but that was what resonates with the downward spiral and the upward spiral. Like, where are you at in that spiral and what are you tuning to? Because if you're in the lower density, they can, like, when you're, yeah, like Carrie had a question about this a long time ago, and we're showing like when your eyes go black out of rage, that's using that, what you're tuning to, that negativity, to reverse it and control you.
So there is a false Archangel Michael Matrix.
It's not our, it's another word for, it's just a different side of the polarity. There's good and evil in a way, is that that's just another representation. It's a fancy word for polarity, frequency.
So when people are using Archangel Michael for protection, is it just amplification of their manifestation, of their mindset? What would you like us to know about this?
Do you call on him and do you believe that he is powerful to help heal? Or do you call on him and don't believe he can heal? So if you're calling on him and you believe he can heal and protect, he can heal. But if you call on him, but you still don't have faith that that is what he is, then we can actually, that's that technology can be used for, is because it's still not, like it's a less empowerment by still calling on him but not believing in his power. That's where we can, that's where that technology can kind of frequency. And it's really hard to explain, but it's asking it very specifically. If you're calling him and believe in his power and putting the faith there, he is powerful. And if you calling him and you're like, oh, I still don't think he's going to do that, like have doubt, then that doubt can resonate with that frequency, which then can be used and reversed into downward spiral.
And then it is when you experience the energy vampire behavior.
Yes.
Fascinating. Thank you so much. I am really curious then about the fallen angelic timekeepers of the 666 curse, the 333, sorry, the 666 curse of the fallen angelic timekeepers. What can you tell us about them?
Same thing to do with intention. Harry's like, oh gosh, this is taboo. Okay. 666 is not a bad number. 666 has been told and changed. There's a lot of information of what superstitions like the number 13 or the number 666 is a bad number. 666 is exactly what we're explaining in the shift of polarity. Sometimes you need more force than the actual trajectory of where you're aiming for. And so you have to use more force than what's needed. And so it offsets the polarity and can help find the balance. Darkness can lead to light. Darkness can lead to more information. Darkness can lead to enlightenment.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
So without sometimes like when you have darkness and you're like running towards something, aren't you usually running towards the light? And so what we're saying with that is that they have made them like fallen angels. Okay, so these are like alien beings that are no longer in the sky. They walk in the earth, and they do walk on the like unearthly realm within earth. But I think that's the fear-based piece that they're showing me, is like that question everything, because they're actually not bad beings.
It's just a different perspective of how to live.
They're just lessons that we made really, really complicated. And by actually making them to be demons, that disempowered ourselves, because we like the whole God theory, like there's a God there because you're not powerful enough. And when shit goes wrong, we can have someone to blame. So like we have the demons because when shit goes wrong, we have demons to blame. Like, oh, I have a demonic attachment, like can't take responsibility that I'm powerful and can work through this. Not to say that there haven't been like things that have existed on the 3D realm, but what we're saying is by actually making them out to be these monsters or these heroes, you're disempowering yourself that you are sovereign.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can see people blaming Jesus and gods and all of their sort of gurus and leaders, and then also blaming the polarity of the Satans and the Lucifers and the whatnot. So again, it's just about taking control of your own behavior and responsibilities.
Yes, and it's just polarity.
So intriguing, thank you. Then she also said that the Emerald founders specifically incarnated into Lyran Sirian lines that originate from Sirius B. What do you say about that?
We're showing Carrie that snake constellation again. Oh, we just showed her some type of a interesting being. That those are the bodies that were constructed that would just basically hold the frequency of those star systems, those star seeds. And so that's why they were other star seeds were incarnated into bodies that were, we're showing her, I think those are Pleiadians that we're showing Carrie. And so this specific DNA was made from the Draconian starseed lineage, because we're showing Carrie the dragon star system. And so that's why they were specifically from this, is that it was DNA within the Draconians.
Oh, I see. It's so interesting. Thank you. Can you let me know what the consciousness of the planet Sirius B, how that is going?
Well, ask and see. We're showing Carrie this. It's like an eye with like fire in the eye, and you kind of like a cat or a tiger eye, and I'm going inside. There's fire, like turmoil.
Is there a collective that wants to tell us about the state of that planet?
No, they just keep showing me like a tiger eye or like a lion, and then fire, but they're not like no one's stepping. But it feels like there's rage.
Okay. Can we send acknowledgement, love, and healing, please?
Yes.
Thank you so much. And then we're just really curious finally about learning about the Amethyst Order. Seems very interesting that we want to understand this. What can you tell us?
The Amethyst Order is they are a bigger order over another planet that resonates. So like Gaia is a planet of the emerald, the green emerald is what we're showing Carrie. And there is another planetary system that mainly resonates with the amethyst frequency. And they are a higher like realm, dimension, order above the emerald order. We're showing Carrie like a 4 and a 7 dimension, 47th dimension order over this planet, yet they oversee other orders and collectives. So they would oversee other subgroups within all of these elemental collectives. And so you'll have different collectives that resonate with even like air, fire, water, all of the gemstones, golden collectives. Like you have different art orders, different groups that oversee all of the different elemental structures of all the planetary and galaxy systems. And so there's just another one. And the reason why we are over and involved in Earth is because we are tied to the solar system. And so we oversee and work together with other subgroups, but we resonate with the amethyst frequency.
Fascinating. That is incredibly extraordinary. Would you like to give a message to humanity today?
Yes, we are here.
Thank you. Do you have a message for humanity?
When we see what's going on with Earth right now, we know that it is confusing, and like so many other things, the more answers you get, the more questions you have. We have been directly helping a lot with what's going on with Earth, and we've been trying to show our presence through your sunsets. A lot of times through your sunsets, the colors that are in the sky will represent the collectives or the orders that are communicating or assisting you at that moment. We have been trying to show through, there was the pink moon that just happened, and the sunsets that you'll see are mauve colors in the sky. And we want to let you know so that when you look up in the sky and you see that, that's our way of showing you that we are really involved at that moment. Our frequency is involved in helping heal the planet. So if you ever want to look out to the sky and you want to call on us during those times, we'll send our loving, healing energy. But the purples and the frequency of the amethyst order are of real love. And so we're here right now watching what's going on and supporting the different orders and collectives and all the beings. And we're really here to lift you guys up to that unified love. And that's the frequency we're really sending right now towards the whole planetary system to help support the shift.
Beautiful. Sending you so much gratitude and love for all that you do.
Yes, and if you ever want to call upon us to send out the love frequency, we have a higher vibration within that love frequency, and so it's a real it's more of a like it'll help the frequency vibrate on an even higher level and spread out even further. So we will, if there's ever a group healing, we will support that and call upon us, because we will really be able to help and heal a lot of the beings that you're trying to, it'll amplify it.
Thank you so much for letting us know so we can have your assistance. We really appreciate that.
You're very welcome.
Sending you so much love in return for your service and connection for us today.
Oh, thank you. Yes, it's all going to be okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Is there any other important information that needs to be delivered to us today?
We're showing Carrie the pyramids again and showing that light. And we're showing her the active, like the combination of the lights, so that it's really, that's the flash. The lights are going to kind of come from our pyramids and activate with the other pyramids. And so that will actually like almost shoot to the sky, and that creates a flash.
So that's what some people will term solar flash.
Yes. It'll be like the sun's rays and the rays from all of those portals, and the like everything will merge into one, and it will just spread out and blanket.
I see. Thank you. And will everyone notice the solar flash?
It'll be, for those who stay behind, they will. But for anyone that is a part of that or ascension, they're going to feel it. Like, you know, when you close your eyes and you lay on the beach and you can feel the sun on your skin, like that's what they're showing me. It'll be more or less like you're feeling it happen, and then it goes.
I see. Okay, thank you. It's so interesting. Is there any other information that we haven't heard that we need to hear today?
No, not at this time.
Thank you so much. We published a book yesterday, Trusting That All Is Well There.
Oh, your book protected. Your book is really protected, and those that right now need to see it will see it, and we'll make sure that the modal like that I mean, we're putting that spark and that excitement in everyone that we're overseeing, of just wanting to get it hot off the press, if you will. So that, like, there's no problem there, and the information is so very well protected that you don't have to worry. And yeah, we're showing, because Carrie really had a lot of questions of like the manual in the treasure book. On Inner Earth.
So, are you able to repeat that sentence, please?
Oh, sorry. That the treasure box, the in Middle Earth, that it was your book, like it's being protected.
All right. Yeah, yes, thank you. Yes, I trust that it is, just making sure that all is well there, and that um, I guess I'm not even seeking confirmation. I just know it is what it is, and just wanted to say thank you to all the collectives that helped with producing that book within 37 days. Really appreciated all the support there.
Oh yeah, and we had done because we asked you to. We're never going to give you more than you can handle. We gave you the support and the love that you needed, and the ripple effect won't be seen until you guys are on New Earth of the profound lives it's going to touch. It's just like this station that you get confirmation now of the transmissions and how supportive they are and what people really, get out of it. Well, unfortunately, the ripple effect of the life-changing material will not be shown until you are on New Earth, because that's when people are going to really need the information the most. The people who need the information right now have access to your information through audio files. And so just let you know that there is going to be a time when you see the fruits of the labors. It's just that right now, unfortunately, we want to just tell you we love you and know it's an amazing thing. But right now is when you want like the standing ovation, and then it's like, well, they're not clinging for their life yet, Joe. Once they're like clinging, like what the hell just happened? Like their life has misery and sadness. Your book is going to be that beacon of light, that beauty, that guiding compass of just hope. And so just to give you that acknowledgement.
Absolutely. I'm certainly not expecting any other acknowledgement from anyone else. I'm just wanting to make sure that from your perspectives that all is well, and I'm trusting it is. Um, I don't. I didn't even sign it by my name because I don't even feel like I wrote that book. I feel like it's just information that's been shared through. So I don't have ownership of the book, and I certainly don't have ego attached to confirmation of gratitude. I just want to make sure that it's all approved from you guys, but I already know it is.
Yes. And we're showing Carrie, it's like that crystal that held those souls. We're showing, but it's different, a lot more small. Like that, the energy frequency of the book is actually like it's the knowledge is now in a crystal. And that crystal goes with the other crystals and the other crystals tell other histories of Earth. So it is going down. I want to say it's the Akashic record. Like this story is being stored in that library within crystals of energy fields.
Okay, ooh, that's really interesting. I'm so glad that these people can have that support. In other timelines where they're experiencing old Earth, do they not have such a manual?
In other timelines, there were different types of manuals, but there was another book that was supposed to be like yours that was actually written, and out of fear, not published.
What was the fear?
Of their 3D life being disrupted by judgment.
Oh, yeah, well, it's definitely hard to live in the 3D while knowing the bigger information, that's for sure. Can we send that person love and healing?
Yes, yes. And his his higher self is sending you a gratitude for not having the same hiccup that he did.
Mm. Yeah, well, it takes a tribe of people supporting and honoring and nurturing to be able to stand up and share this information without fear of judgment. So I just feel sorry for all those people who haven't had that support and love and unity in a collective for themselves. Because 3D is hard, but 3D is very hard without support and love.
Yeah, yeah. And amazing things are being done every time anyone sends out love or healing to any of the collectives, or naming, it, like the botanical collective, the animal collective, like you've done before, is like when you specifically like honor those collectives, the healing is so profound that you think that it's, oh yeah, I'll just send my love. Like, no, this is like you're healing large groups of body. I can send out love for one person, but when I send out that love for that one person in every network system that they've ever been involved with any other lifetime, like the ripple effect of just that one action. So the more you do it, and do it with a unified heart, or the Christo consciousness, that is such a huge part of what we really do need from uh moving forward.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, now that we have the Amethyst collective and a whole lot of other collectives that are so willing and able to help support us, we will honor and ask them to always support us, love us, guide us, heal us, protect us, and give us the strength and encouragement to live with full integrity and honor.
Oh yeah, and we're showing Carrie, it's like a big giant, like not a stalactite, but purple crystal, and it's like sending off these blinking lights, but it's white coming off of them, and they're just like, it's vibrating out to all that you just mentioned, and it's beautiful. So they're like the golden energy inside. This is like this amethyst loving, like it's got a different energy frequency, and they're sending it in pulsations right now. And so it's so cool. Thank you.
My pleasure. I always want to send as much healing as we can, and the collectives are here, and I know they're always willing and ready and open to our help. So I really appreciate everything that has been shared and given answers for today. I really appreciate it. Sometimes just having your perspective gives such more clarity. So I really appreciate that.
You're very welcome.